Hey dudes, my name's Blekoh, and today I just wanted to do something a little different. So it's been a while since I first released a few games on Steam, and since they've been stewing for a little bit, I wanted to go over my experience with selling games, how much I've made from it, and how I think I could improve. So here we go. Alright, first off, I just want to say that I don't normally like talking about money stuff, but I think it's an important thing to look at when making your game, since it can impact how you release it and what you might expect. Also, I just want to say that this is only my own experience, so take that for what you will. Alright, let's get into it. So let's start with my first Steam game, Beardy McStrongarm, which was a platformer game where you control a bearded dude with only one arm that was super huge, which you use to jump and grab onto ledges and stuff, as well as throw projectiles back at enemies. Alright, so first of all, I had made games in the past, but I'd never sold a game or released anything on Steam, so I really had no idea how this was all gonna go. As far as time put into the game, Beardy McStrongarm took about a year to make. But I have a full-time job, and I also streamed the development of the game, so on average, it was probably about 1 to 2 good hours a day of dev time. For the sale price, I chose $7.99, and at the time of launch, March 17th, 2020, I had about 256 wishlists, which I know sounds pretty low, because it is. Alright, so I launched Beardy, and as of today, November 11th, 2021, I've sold about 49 copies of the game, which would mean it's generated about $392 in revenue, and Steam takes a 30% cut, so that brings it down to $274.40. So that's how much I made in total profit, right? Well, actually, I tried to market the game a bit before launch, and spent about $700 on that. And also if you add the Steam fee to put a game on Steam, which is $100, then my total profit before tax is negative $525.60. Pretty good, huh? Okay, now it's Kiro's turn, which was my real-time text-adventure horror dungeon crawling game where you type commands and your player reacts in real time. Kiro was originally a game jam game, but I decided to make it more of a full game, and so I spent about 1.5 months for development. I chose the sale price to be $2.99 because I felt like it was a pretty short game, and at launch time I had 550 wishlists, which was quite a bit better than Beardy McStrongarm. So I launched Kiro on October 16, 2020, and as of today, November 11, 2021, I've sold about 115 copies of the game, so that means the total revenue is $343.85. And after the Steam cut, it comes to $241.50. I learned my lesson with Beardy, so I didn't spend money marketing it. I just chose free options, and so after the Steam $100 fee, my total profit so far is $141.50. So sweet, I made the big bucks on that one. Alright, so you can kinda tell I've definitely made a few mistakes in the past, but I've also learned a lot. So what are the things that I can do to improve? Aside from just making better games, which I definitely want to do that, when it comes to actually selling a game,
Cash it as wares, if you have coin.
nobody is going to buy it if they don't know it exists. Steam wishlists are pretty much the best indicator to know how a game is going to sell before launch. And for Beardy, I didn't really get my store page up for too long before I launched the game, so I couldn't really build up very many wishlists. For Kiro, I completely finished the game, launched the store page, and then worked on free ways to try to build up the wishlist over the span of a couple months, which seemed to help a lot, and it also gave me plenty of time to test the game and make sure it was ready for launch. With all that in mind, here's just a quick little list I came up of things to think of and to do to improve your chances of selling your game. Number 1. Launch your store page with plenty of time to build wishlists. Number 2. Try to build a following on social media to build up interest about the game before launch. Number 3. Don't undercharge for your game, within reason, because it's likely the same amount of people will buy it, so you'll just end up making less. Also, you might hurt its perceived value if it's too low. Number 4. Don't just drop money onto ads. I'm pretty convinced no real person even clicks on those, at least not on purpose. Number 5. After launch, update your game every now and then to take advantage of Steam visibility rounds, since Steam marketing is probably the best marketing you can get, aside from being famous. Number 6. Don't hide your game from everyone and then launch it and expect it to do well. It might work, but if nobody knows about it, nobody's gonna buy it. Number 7. Make absolutely sure your Steam store images look enticing. These images are like YouTube thumbnails, and it's all somebody sees when they're searching for a game on Steam, so they need to look fun enough to at least open the store page. That's kinda it for now. It really isn't an all-inclusive list, but I know if I had done a few of these before or after launching my games, they would have probably done a little better. Alright dudes, well I hope you got something useful out of that to help with launching your own game. Anyway, that's it. See ya!